Hello, good afternoon, Miss Portia. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Mary. How are you? I'm good, thank you.
Doing great. How's your weather in your area right now?
Well, it's a little bit, it's drizzling outside, but it's fine.
Did you enjoy your vacation?
So far, so good.
You ready for the incoming school year, ma'am?
Still trying to get into the journey back.
Oh, glad to
Trying
know about it. Well, Miss Portia, I'm here again, and as your student in this class of under Dr. Robbins, and being my mentor, I need your ideas, your suggestions, your brilliant wisdom on this lessons that I'm gonna to impart in our future classroom. I'm gonna teach our students regarding on the reading fluency, and I pattern my objective based on South Carolina State Standard Curriculum, and this is based on the Standard 4 on the fluency, comprehension, and vocabulary. And in this lesson plan, Miss Portia, I'm gonna use the methods of I do, we do, and you do. So please give me your idea later on while I'm gonna present my methods of how implementing this I do and we do and you do. The objective of this lesson, Miss Portia, is students will be able to fluently read and comprehend text at their reading level. What I'm trying to say, not really read the word as we expect to, but in their own level, like if they can spell the letter, they can point what letter sounds the letter, that's considered as their fluency.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Portia, do you have anything to say for right now?
Um, Pretty much you have covered your objective. If there is a way that I could suggest something, um, is for you to mention the percentage of mastery in learning, to what extent you would like your students to master to population is concerned. Say, for instance, you would want them to learn 75% of the fluency skills that you have introduced, and that 80% of your population will get that 75% master.
Okay, so sorry. So you suggested that I will include, let's say, 80% of the students' population will be able to get 75% mastery on reading fluency and comprehend text at their reading level. Is that what you're trying to emphasize?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you, Miss Portia. Well taken. Next, this is how I'm going to present the lesson. This is the I do. During the group activity, Miss Portia, in the reading and language schedule class of the class schedules, regular class schedule, me as the teacher chooses a short passage from a standard fictional book to read aloud. Read aloud, but showing first the pictures. Walk through with the pictures of the book. Review and talk about the meaning of the fictions, and let the children understand that a fiction is a story, pretended or imaginary. In this presentations of the story also, Miss Portia, I will elaborate to the children that although the non-fictional story is not the real life story, but sometimes it could be looks like sounds like similar to fictions like realities. So we will read again the story aloud after reading and try to check if anyone understood or what they feel them exciting or what they learned from the story. Do you have any insights, Miss Portia, regarding on how I will present my lesson?
That sounds a great ideal plan for you as a teacher in teaching reading fluency in manner of introducing the subject matter as fiction, reading fictional stories to them. And if there is a chance for me to suggest something on your lesson, is that to give emphasis on the students with special needs, especially if you look over their IEP accommodation pages. If you have seen their visual cues or pictures, sorry, that you need to accommodate to them as you give them explicit instruction, it would be best to pair pictures of vocabulary words that you are introducing to them as new word, say three new words for them. So each of these three words, you're gonna pair a very good picture for them to be able to help to understand the new vocabulary words. And then some more exercises to check whether they get the meaning of each new word before you introduce the read aloud.
Okay. So, thank you, Miss Portia. I will write it down, and all your suggestion is well taken. So now I will share to you how we will do the activity. So I will use in this activity, Miss Portia, the My Fluency Checklist book, for instance, that includes apple tree blossoms in the spring, describing people pick up apples in the fall. So in by pair comprehension activity, also let the learners assess themselves independently only on their understanding of the text and the goal. So I will put the words I read to learn, and then they can draw what they learn or they can express by word, and me as a teacher I will write what's the word that they said and we will try to read. Do you have any suggestion on this, Miss Portia?
I love the way you guided your students in the We Do, um, where they are able to do it hands-on by making drawings of what they have learned from the read alouds. I always like encouraging your students to use kinesthetic what they learn. Um, if there is a need for me to suggest something, it's in a part where I just add on to the kind of activities that you are introducing to them. So maybe there will be role playing like apple pickers, and some of the kids will be having a role play of an apple tree, and then there will be some plastic apples attached to those kids who are doing the apple tree rolls, and then they will do maybe the real thing of picking apples while they explain to the class, while they describe to the class what they're doing. So pretty much role playing and grammatization as they use the new words learned from the read aloud. But I like the way you said about giving them a chance to draw and explain and further say something about the new words that they've learned.
I will take that idea of role playing, Miss Portia, because I feel like it's really fun and the kids won't get bored while doing the activity. It is really a great ideas. I think I will take this one and I will consider the first activity too, so it could be like draw the attention of the children, right? Do you think so?
Yeah, they would enjoy apple picking through actions.
That's great. Brilliant ideas, Miss Portia. And then this is now for the kids to do. You do. So I will allow the students to engage themselves to work on their time given and focus on what is being asked. Using the apple picking worksheets, so I print out the worksheets with this, and for kids with special needs, they have like you know what we call the magnetic thing pictures. We have that in my classroom. And then worksheets and learners will demonstrate that in the learning about words. Let's say the apple, the word apple, they can connect like connect APPLE, magnetic one. So that's my idea. Do you think so that will work, Miss Portia?
In this part of independent practice, this is the section of your lesson planning where you give them full independence and check whether they have mastered the skills or not. And this is also the part where you would be able to see if you get your objective. Um, um, for the task of the students is to work and practice the skill taught. So then it is very important at this part where you get to check for understanding and see which of the population of your class
Okay.
got the mastery.
So, do you agree if in this part of the lessons I will use my differentiations activity with this?
As soon as you get your data after you do your checking for understanding, if you get the data, the percentage of the class which get the mastery and which of the class needs to be guided furthermore and reteach
Okay.
them. And so you get that data, so then you can do your differentiation.
So, please help me understand. You said after getting the data, right? So, after knowing that, I think you have mentioned a while ago that 80% of the class populations will get 75 mastery, 75% mastery of the lesson. So, my understanding, Miss Portia, help me understand if this is right. So the 25% of the class which is not is showing a difficulties for this lesson, so that's the time I will do the differentiation activities.
If your class get if your class get uh, if the 80% of your population gets 75,
Mm-hmm.
then you get your goal.
Mm-hmm. But what will happen to my 25%?
No, what will happen to your 20% now is you give them some more enrich some more activities for them to develop some more of the skills. And the 80% who got 75% of the mastery, you will give them enrichment activities. So this is where the differentiation of differentiated instruction comes in. Enrich those who have mastered, give some more activities for
Who
those
did not meet the cutoff?
yeah,
Okay.
who did not meet the objectives yet, and if there's a need for you to reteach them and give them some more simpler tasks and activities for them to get the mastery, then that would be good.
So this could be considered my way of assessing their understanding of the lessons.
Yes, from I do, we do, until you do, it is encouraged for you to check for their understanding. So you would be able to, you know, to see if the transition went well with the mastery of skills as as expected. So by
Okay.
then you go with checking for understanding from I do, you do, and we do. You would be able to assess and get with a very good data as to which part of to whom among your class you would enrich and with whom you're going to uh, develop some more of the skills.
So we'll take it. So 80% and 75 80% of population and 75 mastery is my barometer, let's say, the mastery of the class of the
Yes.
lessons. Okay. So that would be my assessment the data assessment for what I'm gonna do for the rest of the students who did not make the 75% mastery.
Yes. Like for instance, if you have 10 students, if 8 of those students got
Mm-hmm.
75% and up,
So I have
then
to needs to redo or reteach or do more in-depth reinforcement activity, maybe, or send some work to parents to participate, or families that can help extension activities, if I'm safe to say.
correct. It might not be that distinct activities for them. There still be a large group activity, but the 8 people will do this higher activities, while these two will have smaller kind of task kind of activities, but still in a large group. So they won't feel that they are left alone.
Okay,
Uh,
I have idea just come up while we are talking this, Miss Portia. Do you think so? Cooperative learning, peer teaching. Do you think so? If one of those kid, like who master the lessons, can pair to this one or two kid, be their lead or be a model to redo, or like little teacher. Do you think so that will work, Miss Portia?
I would definitely encourage you to use that kind of strategy. One student will be merged in 4 students who got it, and then let them have something that they can do where they feel that they are not left alone, and
Mhm.
they feel that they are encouraged by others who know it already. So then that will boost their self-esteem some more to learn some more.
So, do you think so? Let's talk about this is now in depth. Thank you. But by the way, Miss Portia, everything that you give it to me, I write it down on my paper, and I will enhance my lessons, and I will definitely use this one in my future classroom. And then and I will really appreciate for the ideas that you give it to me, especially this mastery level of 80 and 75% mastery. So I want to ask your just an idea about like self-esteem, as you have talked a while ago, that the peer cooperative learning, this child, do you think so this child who did not get the 75% will not feel inferior to this child who helped her or him, or might be reversed, like this child who master might be feel bossy?
It all depends on how it, you guide them with your instructions as they go along with peer tutoring, and how you guide them again with cooperative learning, because there are a lot of varieties that you can use with cooperative learning that would not encourage being bossy or being inferior to one another, and that only teachers can know if they have reached their goal or not. And definitely cooperative learning um, is pro self to heighten up self-esteem. And that's what I like about differentiated instruction, because we can use a variety of cooperative learning that would encourage everyone to grow in their little own ways
Okay.
independently.
Thank you, Miss Portia. I'm so amazed with that ideas, and I don't know how to explain myself. I'm very, very uh, fortunate enough to have you being my mentor, and this could be a lifetime experience with you, and your ideas are really excellent. And thank you so much, my Portia, and I'm looking forward working with you in your classroom in the future if given opportunity to share what I have learned with you. And hopefully you will welcome me.
Likewise here, Miss Mary, I learned a lot from you too. It helped me refresh my memory about the days that I taught in kindergarten, now that I'm in self-contained class in school, um, you have refreshed my memory about cooperative learning and about differentiated instruction. For sure, you're sharing today. I would also be doing this in my near future classroom activities. So it's a mutual learning going on today as we do your interview. And it's a pleasure always here.
Thank you, Miss Portia, and let's call it a day. Enjoy your night and have a great day.
Summer safely and stay safe.
Thank you.